So, hi everyone, welcome to episode 3. Today we thought we would take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Raf and I collectively have about 35 years of experience of curating our stuff, and we wanted to share the biggest benefits that we've reaped from minimalism. So, let's dive right in.
Yeah, let's do it.
The first question is, what is the biggest impact that simplifying and curating your belongings has had on you?
So I think I was reflecting on this yesterday. I think the biggest impact that it had on me is that it made me a less anxious person. And there's different layers that we can go here and different things that we can talk about, but I feel I have less things to maintain and worry about. And I simplify. I think the word that we're looking for here, at least for me, is to simplify. So I simplified everything, my finances, my square footage, as you say, that I'm moving from a house to a condo, and I have less things to worry about. Like I have less clothes, I have less furniture, I have less things in the kitchen. So I think I'm much less anxious and much more focused on because when you have less personal belongings, it feels like you can focus more on what really matters. And to me, what matters is people and experiences. And like I said in previous episodes, I love to travel, I love food, and that's part of my rich life. That's what I want to do with my money and with my time. And obviously being a minimalist, it helps, right? Because you can focus more. Yeah, you can focus more on your experiences and much less anxiety.
Yeah, I think for me, the biggest benefit of minimalism has been the ability to sit with my raw self. And this is a bit of a difficult one to admit, and it's helped me to evolve in the person that ultimately I wanted to be. We live in such a distracted world. I find there's new gadgets and new shows and new streaming devices and services, and everything is a sensation on media. And it just feels like everything is negative, and it breeds a lot of anxiety, and people have very different coping mechanisms.
True.
And I think shopping or overconsumption, it could be one of those coping mechanisms, for people, because they're constantly overwhelmed, and I don't blame them. So kind of stripping oneself, not even stripping oneself of like belongings or things to do. Like, it's not even about that. It's just like simplifying to the point where you have your mind is like, okay, so now I can stop and think. And I've gotten to that point, and it's helped me a lot. So, I don't get overwhelmed when I read the news. And a lot has happened in the world.
Yes.
Since January.
Yeah.
And I see people react really in a high emotion, and I'm like, no, everything's gonna be okay, guys. Like, we're gonna figure it out. So I don't know. I think it just made me focus on myself and what's important, and it's helped me regulate my emotions and just mental well-being.
That's great. So let's go to the second question now. How does minimalism affect your daily decision making?
Okay, you go first.
I'm gonna go first.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think for me it's I have more brain capacity because I have to make less decisions as the day go on because I have less personal belongings, right? So I we talked about wardrobe in the previous episode and the pajama situation and all that. So I like to change into work clothes, the clothes that I wear at home when I'm working. And the fact that I have less of, it's easier to make a decision, right? And then the coffee mugs, which is something that we're going to talk about in the kitchen episode. Like I have curated my mug collection, so I have less mugs. So that's another decision that it's easy. I open the cupboard and I take the mug.
Yeah.
I have less mugs to worry about.
Yeah.
I have less dishes to worry about.
Yeah.
So it's less decisions throughout the day. So I feel like in the evening, I'm less tired. And also because I don't have a lot of things, and the things that I have are stored in closed spaces. I don't have a lot of visual clutter. And because I'm a very visual person, I'm a graphic designer, I'm a videographer, not having the visual clutter, my brain doesn't get tired as much.
Nice.
So I always go back to my previous experience as a maximalist, and I compare how tired I was and how I feel at the end of the day now. And it's just the last decisions, the days that I have to go to the office, it also helps because I'm a bit more in a rush when I get up in the morning, and I pick up the clothes, I prepare everything the day before, my backpack with all the electronics, everything I'm going to take to the office. And everything is just easier. That's what I think what I'm trying to get. It just makes life easier.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, definitely. I agree with everything you said. And I think to me, it's not even how it affects my decision making. It's more so that I'm not overwhelmed by my decision making. I make a ton of decisions a day, but I'm not overwhelmed by my surroundings. But also because my space, it doesn't have a lot of clutter, I don't think about like, oh my God, the dishes aren't done, or like the space is so dirty.
Right.
I have all those things. I have the dirty dishes, and my space does get dirty, especially because it's a small space. But the thing is, it also takes me 5 minutes to clean.
Yes.
Literally, like I think if you time it, it would be under 5 minutes.
Yeah, which is ideal, right?
Yeah.
And this is something that I wanna piggyback on what you just said. I clean my house every Friday, and I was thinking about this. I was like, yeah, because I live in a smaller space and I have less things to dust off.
Yeah. Takes no time.
No time. I felt before I had so many things on display that it felt like I was living in some sort of a museum or something. So now it's less. I take, like 5-10 minutes and I'm kind of done with the dusting.
Yeah. Raf, this episode is all about you today.
Yo,
What advice would you
Okay.
give to someone just starting their minimalist journey?
Okay, so I was thinking about this a lot yesterday. My main advice, and this is personal for me because my sister is now going through her minimalist journey, start slow. I think that's my advice. So it really depends on the size of your place. If you have several rooms, choose one room, and then inside that room, choose like either a cupboard or a drawer. Go slow, steady. Slow and steady is the way to go. So okay, let's attack the bedroom first, and let's attack the wardrobe. Let's find a drawer. Let's find a shelf, and let's do that. Grab some coffee, listen to the music you like, go slow, make it a fun activity. Set up some bags, and you have a donation bag. This I want to sell, this I want to recycle. And whatever you want to keep, you just keep it where it already is, because we also have, our brains have a tendency of registering where our things are, and everything should have a place. So you are going to try to reach for that thing again in that place, right? So don't combine editing and decluttering with organizing as well. Don't move the things that you're going to keep to a different place, because this can be overwhelming. Because you are going to reach, you're going to go in there and go, oh my God, I moved the thing. So either declutter and then organize, or first organize and then realize that you need to declutter and then declutter, right? Don't combine the two activities, and go slow and steady. That would be my advice.
I honestly did not really have an answer to this question except the same one as yours. But something gave me an idea. This morning we got a comment on our wardrobe YouTube video.
Okay.
And I think it's a friend of yours, I might be wrong. But he was just like, oh, I've been wanting to declutter my space, but, I just didn't get to it. I really love my clothes, and instead of decluttering my clothes, all I can think of is how I want Ralph's shirt. And first of all, it made me laugh. He was like, what a great comment.
Thank you.
But
I appreciate it.
But it immediately gave me an idea to kind of answer this question, because what I think needs to happen, or not needs to happen, but what can happen is, you can identify the areas in your home that really stress you out. And I think we all know what those areas are. I'm a minimalist with like 30 years of experience, and I have several areas in my house that are driving me crazy. They're cluttered and the door's closed,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like, if I could just like set this on fire,
Mm-hmm.
I would. So, if you love your clothes, that's
Right.
amazing. Keep your clothes. Like, we in our second episode on wardrobes, we talked about wardrobes as the easiest place to start
Right.
decluttering, because and we just generalized, right?
Right.
But if you are a person who loves their clothes, and I have a lot of people in my life who do, like my mom is really into fashion, and she's like, I love my clothes. And I'm like, Mom, don't get rid of your clothes. I'm not telling you to strip yourself of your identity. But I am sure there are areas in your home that drive you crazy. And I think it could be a pantry. It could be perhaps, the TV console. That's the one for me. That's my pain point.
Right.
It could be something that you just like walk by and you're like, I hate this. Like this, like I don't look there. I don't open it.
Right.
If I open it, I know that there will be like monsters that I don't want to deal with.
Right.
I don't know where this goes. I don't really want to throw it out, but should I? And the answer is you should. I really love. Sorry to bring the minimal mom again, but I when I started watching her, she took a black garbage bag, and she's like, I give you the permission to just throw stuff in there and throw it out.
Oh, wow.
Now, I'm an environmentalist, and I spent a lot of years in my career fighting for the environment,
Right.
and I still do. So this does kind of rub me the wrong way, because
Right.
I do feel like you should be recycling or donating things. But now that I'm a mom of a really small child, and my time capacity is limited, also my patience is very limited.
Of course.
Everything goes to my child.
Right.
That concept is starting to grow in me, but I think why it's starting to grow in me specifically is because of the way she said it. She's like, I give you the permission to do this. And it's not about the black bag.
Right.
It's about someone just being like, it's okay. I give you the permission to let this go. Because we're like, oh no, it's mine. Oh no, I spent money on it. Oh no. And then, but if someone was just there being like, it's okay. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
you have the ability to do this, and just let it go.
Yeah.
And people will be like, oh yeah, actually, why don't I let it go?
And it's interesting that she had a conversation with herself and said, I give you permission, which is great.
Yeah.
Because these are your belongings, you need to have a conversation with yourself, right?
Yeah.
So going back to the example of the clothes, and you mentioned a couple of people in your life that love their clothes, but do they love all of their clothes? Remember when we talked about the minimalist and they have that 9 to 10 rule? If it's not a 9 or a 10, it needs to go. I don't think it's possible for you to love all of your clothes equally, right? I like what you said about fire, because the minimalists, they have this combustion rule that, let's say if something is spontaneously combust in front of you, would you buy it again, or would you feel relief that it's no longer in your life? So sometimes we're going to look at things and you think about the sunk cost fallacy. oh, but I spent so much money on this when I bought it because it's something I wanted. Yeah, but that was before, and the cost is already there. Even if you sell it, you're not gonna get the same price back, right? The cost is already sunk. So try to imagine your life without it, and just say, is this a relief situation, or is this oh my God, I need to buy it again? This is it. Thank you so much for tuning into our third episode. Anastasia, what is the question of the week?
The question of the week is, tell us what made you interested in minimalism.
So don't forget to find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Instagram. Until next time on Yet to Clutter, Simplicity, where we cut through the chaos and help you simplify life, work, and everything in between.
Bye.